Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to episode of PATTAY'S Performance. Today in the driveway, we actually have this pretty nice Toro Recycler with a 6.5 Tecumseh engine. So that should give you a rough idea of how old this lawnmower is. As you guys know, 2008 Tecumseh ceased to exist. But irregardless of that, it is in good shape, and believe it or not, it has a deck wash. Now we're going to be working in the shade today. I just got done working a 14 hour day for Amazon. It's pretty interesting. Let me show you why we're in the shade today. It's actually around 4 o'clock right now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 127 degrees out in the driveway. We are going to pass on that for now. This is PATTAY'S Performance. It's gonna make me die in the driveway. So, this is a repair, and I don't understand what's with people lately that everything has to be urgent. And that's really not how it works unless you really want to pay for an urgent repair. So I'm going to show you a couple screenshots of this guy. This guy is actually a repeat customer. He's the one who was puking oil out of his lawnmower. And in that video we determined that he was cutting the grass wrong. And that was causing the issue. But as you guys could see, the recoil is loose. Oh. Out. And then he also said that the recoil broke when it ran. If the recoil broke, it ran for 3 minutes. And then gas started coming out of the carburetor. So you can see that little wet mark over there. You know that holds true. And the gas tank is empty. So, I know we always say, trust no one. But this is pretty much straightforward. We're going to repair the recoil. We're not even going to put gas in here. We're just going to dive right into the carburetor and go from there. So let me get you guys all set up, and we'll do this thing we'll do systematically. Recoil first, and then the carburetor. Although I'm tempted to do the carburetor, maybe throw it in my ultrasonic cleaner, and then when it's all done, we'll be done with the recoil and go from there. Let me think about that as I reconfigure, because it's been a very long day in the heat, and we'll figure out my plan. Alright, now because my mic is not working, I humped this on the back of Mandingo, and we will be working off the back. This is going to be my bench. Okay, so in order to access this recoil, we're going to have to remove the engine cover. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 1/4-inch bolts, so we'll get that out. I can't remember the last time I've actually worked on a Tecumseh. I'll be honest with you, as far as when it comes to buying and selling, due to their age, I just kind of wrote them off. I won't pay for one, unless it's free. Or it comes in like a package deal and I have to get it. But other than that, I just won't. Big difference between a Tecumseh lawnmower and a snowblower. This is what your 1/4-inch bolts actually look like. So sit that side. My garage was an absolute disaster. Usually once a week I just clean it all out, and because of what's been going on, let's continue. Oh, look at that. No oil. I even haven't had the opportunity to do that, but this week I definitely will. So let's set these aside. I just like to take all these bolts out. So we don't lose them. Now here's an interesting question. Oh. Let's see. Let's get this recoil up. This is what I love about the Tecumseh recoils. Not like a Briggs where all this has to come up. There's going to be a couple of bolts, either 2 or 3, just like this. 1/4 inch as well. Just like a snowblower. And this will all come out. With the Briggs, you have to take everything apart. The Tecumseh, just like a snowblower. This is the way it honestly should be, in my own opinion. Every small engine's recoil assembly should be, oh look, somebody, well yeah, obviously we know somebody's been in here. This rope is a black. Oops. You guys are still zoomed in. This is a black. You know, obviously someone's been in here. It's supposed to be 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. You only see me take out 2 to get here. What's inside? It's pretty good inside here. So, can we wind this? Is this broke? Nope, we're good to go. Alright, so this rope is actually still good, so I'm actually going to reuse it. Price remains the same whether I choose to replace it or not. Actually, I like this rope a lot better than the one that I use. I use the one from Stens. I heat up the tip so we can make this nice and pointy. Now let's wind up this recoil. Look at that. Made in China. So I wonder if this is original or not. Back then, everything should have been made in the USA. Alright, so we're going to be returning this counterclockwise. Just want to count these turns. Once I start feeling tension, that's when I start my rotation. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that should be more than enough to get this thing started. We're going to take our small pick, stick it inside there, like so. We are going to get our rope, and this is why we free up both hands. And then here we're going to try and line up the hole here to the hole in the bend. And hopefully we can get it to stick right through. We might have to heat this up a little bit more. Alright, so let's try and get this through the hole. We're going to try and line these up. And look at that. See what happens when they align nice and easy? First shot. First shot. Take it. And just do a single knot like this. That's all you gotta do. And what I like to do for good measure, I like to tie it nice and tight. Get me one of those. And just pull it in. Put this nice and tight. Do not let this recoil unwind on its own. You want to guide it. And that's it. See that? It reached 4 turns is plenty for this. Okay, we'll stick it back in the recoil assembly. And then we could start putting this back together. You ever know this comes with 3 bolts? The 2 that are on here? And the same 2, we're going to put back together. A little bit of anti-seize. And then on the other side too here. I like to just crisscross them. Now, perfect. Now we have to tackle the infamous Tecumseh carburetor. I don't know, it depends what kind of mood I'm in. Unbolt the muffler, and you unbolt the exhaust. You kind of basically have full range of the carburetor. That was your crankcase vent. And do I want to remove? Alright, so 7/16. Comes right out. No muffler gasket. Someone's already been in here. That's okay. Made nice and easy for us. Okay, 3/8. We're going to pop that off too. Now, before we pop this off, let's take a good note of where everything is. Alright, so before we pop off this carburetor, let's take a good note of where we are. Okay, this is your carburetor. Open, empty. That's where your lever goes. Okay. And then also, let's take a note of this governor spring right here. We notice that this is carburetor, manifold, bracket for the spring, and then the actual bolt itself. Alright, so that's how you know how it goes back together. This gasket's seen better days. Okay, let's undo. Let's undo the spring. There we go. And then some more pliers. And that fuel line bracket comes right along. Give you guys a twist and pull, and there goes our crankcase. Actually broke the fuel line. That's fine. Okay, twist this up to the sky, and let's unhook this. It's like one big hook. Come on. This is very hard to get. Let's just take that off completely. Okay, and then we remember the bottom hole is for the governor, and the top is for the throttle. So this will come back basically like so. Okay, here's our carburetor. This should be an 11, and that should be a 10. It's funny how they do these. Actually, let's start with the intake side first. These two, more 1/4 inch, which I like. This came right off. These carburetors are very, very inexpensive to replace, so that's up to your discretion if you want to try and clean or salvage yours. Unfortunately, we're going to try and clean this out first because I am out. Because I kind of gave up on Tecumseh's when I got rid of my carburetors, and when I used them all up, I did not replenish them. Let's put that there. This O-ring, this gasket, stick it back in here. Like so. Maybe we could just clean it without taking the manifold off. Alright, so if fuel is flowing out of the carburetor, it could be the float is stuck, or it's actually has a leak, not a leak, but a hole in the float, and it's taking on, what? You see this? Alright guys, I wonder if you could pick this up. This guy's a liar. There is no way this carburetor ran. You see that? No light through this jet. Look at the other side. Completely blocked. Solid. There is no way this ran. So let me just take a picture and so I can cover my tracks. Jesus, man. Alright, so the moment of truth. It just says, well, you know what? That just doubles down. Trust nobody, right? I wonder what this looks like. Really? 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 This is frozen. Alright, let me go message this guy. Alright, so we have a little bit of a deadline, so I'm actually gonna... Yes. I'm gonna fire up the ultrasonic cleaner and see what we got. I have a feeling, though, we are wasting our time. This thing is just... This thing is shot. This is why trust nobody. Look at this. When do you think the last time this mill ran? Alright, plan B. I think that's too far gone. I have this lawnmower engine spewing oil out. And let's take a look at this carburetor. It's actually clean on the inside. Has a brass jet. Actually, not too shabby at all. We're gonna use this carburetor. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, so I'm gonna go cleaning up my garage, so things are a little messy. But fresh out of the ultrasonic cleaner, split up into two. I have a feeling this carburetor is gonna be it. Now, I'm going to wait till the end of the video. The guy just sent me his response. So, liar confirmed. And absolutely trust nobody. Even the good ones. so hot. I just don't remember. Yeah, there's nothing else. This is what I do to save on, material per se. My mix and my pressure washer, wow, it's cleaning. My mix in my ultrasonic cleaner, which is heated, it's as hot as anything, has changed. I used to do a mix of Simple Green and Lysol. Now I just use regular dish soap. And honestly, I really can't tell the difference. It's freaking hot. Let me get a rag out. Alright, so let's start reconstructing this carburetor. You can see how pretty damn clean. About 45 minutes. I usually like to run things for an hour, but I just have that feeling because, believe it or not, that engine was off a running lawnmower. It was just leaking like a sieve. Smoking. So it's not worth it for me to rebuild. Just buy another lawnmower, find one on the curb. We spoke about on my community post, right? Bruce Pender asked me, but if he asked me a question, because you guys are PATTAY'S Performance, he asked me if I find difficult repairs due to COVID. My answer is yes. And I posted a picture of a lawnmower that a guy actually dropped off for repair. And the answer was, there's nothing I could do for this lawnmower. And people were saying, oh yes, a scrap deck. Yep, absolutely. But how much would you charge to give up your scrap deck? Right? Installed. Okay? Issue with me is the deck, depending on the mower, if it has a bag or not, that deck to me is worth $150. You know what I mean? So if I was to give this guy my deck and charge him less than that, I'm kind of basically selling myself short. The red tube is missing. We're gonna be just fine. Alright, so let's put this back together. See that? Muffler side and intakes. Alright, so a dab of anti-seize. New gasket right in there. Just gonna thread this sucker on. Okay, we're gonna get this all snugged up and back on the mower. Alright, so now we're all in. Remember, this one here at the second one. So let's see, yeah, perfect. Okay. And then this here went on the top, like so. And then let's snip that. Let's see if we have enough. That on there. And we have our 2 bolts here. You see I'm starting them by hand. That's how you make, that is the difference between a 5-minute repair and a 20-minute repair, or maybe even longer. Oh, thought I missed that. Whoops. Missed the hole on the bottom. Oh, I'm way off. Oh my God. Wrong hole. Last piece of the puzzle. Exhaust. See, why I wanted to put this in the ultrasonic cleaner, the carburetor is fully exposed. So I just wanted to make it look good compared to just cleaning the carburetor and just slapping it on there. That in there. Same process, remember, start this by hand. Just had you guys poking at. Oh, look at that. It says high output. Perfect. Start it by hand. You're good to go. Alright, let's get this thing off the, oops. It's this way. It's like a funky, weird sheep. We'll do the recoil cover last. I still can't get over the message this guy just sent me in response. Completely just didn't want to own up to the lie that he was caught telling. I don't understand why. Honestly, it's really not a bad lie. Just be honest with me. And then he throws like some compliment at me, like it's gonna make me feel better. You just have to read the I posted. Stupid. Out of control. Oh, let's get this down. Oh, let's get some seafoam in here. You know what? We'll do some seafoam and some gas while we're here. Alright, because remember he said this thing leak gas too, right? So I'll get this down. And we're going to keep the recoil cover off, just in case. So fresh fuel. It is treated with stable as well. How many pulls? What do you guys think? Now let's see what we got. Come on. Why are you doing this to me? You need to spray a little lube in there. Almost. Prime. And then we moved out. Oh, I could definitely hear that prime. That was a good prime. I could hear it. Come on. It's getting better. This guy has everything tied up. We have a winner. Alright guys, so I think I got carried away with the repair and I just forgot to hit the play button. I do not want to lose this video because I missed out on the end. So I ended up rectifying the governor issue, just a quick simple adjustment. I happened to break, I don't know if you would say it's an unwritten rule or law, but there are a couple of people that do the same thing as me. And their rule of thumb is anytime they open up a carburetor or replace a carburetor, they actually replace the fuel line. Because over time, even though the fuel line looks good on the outside, internally it will break down, and your dead giveaway is when you pull the blow, you will see black little specks, and that's your fuel line. That fuel line was original to the lawnmower, I think. So that's put at least 2008. You could date it because there's a Tecumseh engine on there. I think it's pretty interesting. At 2008, they had deck washes. I didn't notice that something like that would be a feature in 2008. I thought that'd be more around the teens. But, you know, nonetheless, I ended up just cleaning the carburetor again by hand. No more ultrasonic cleaner. And new fuel line. And this thing was good to go. So, you guys know me, I don't like liars. So, here are the screenshots of the conversation between me and him. And yes, I did screenshot. This isn't show, tell, and sell. It's more like show, you're a lying sack of whatever. Why? I have no idea. But anyway, his intentions were very good. So, you guys remember the last video, I put the screenshot in the video of him. Check that out. He has a very, very large lawn push mow. Honestly, a ride-on tractor would suit him very, very well. But he decided to push mow. Maybe he can get away with a Time Master because they're 30 inches. But he can definitely, you know, get, you know, a nice ride-on or, you know, stand behind, anything but a push mower for his lawn. Believe me, it's a lot. Especially with that hill that he had, which led to the first lawnmower that ended up on the channel that could hold really, really well. Anyway, when it gets really hot out, as you guys see, it was 127 degrees in the driveway. So probably no better in his yard. He does not cut his yards. He'll call some neighborhood kid, guy, or whatever to cut his grass. And even the neighborhood kid or guy knows that it is a big yard to push mow. So he's with his girlfriend, and he brought his girlfriend with him. One would do the front yard, one would do the backyard, and they would somehow meet in the middle. Now, I could appreciate that because, you know, Mrs. PATTAY'S Performance, you know, we do this together. We also do snow removal together. And we will split the driveway in half. She gets one snowblower, I go one snowblower, we're shoveling, and someone's operating a snowblower. So, you know, I had some sympathy towards that. So I felt one good hand, you know, one good turn deserves another good turn. So one hand will absolutely feed the hand on this situation. I went above and beyond on top of what would need to be done to the lawnmower. I actually serviced it, air filter, spark plug, oil change, reconditioned the blade, and as always, cleaned it. Even though it was a pretty good mower to start with, I power washed it and, you know, gave it a quick coat of shine to really, you know, really hammer down that I don't want to say his name, that he made the right choice again choosing me. obviously I did something right in the first video. That the first thing he did is reach out to me, and that's the kind of, you know, relationship you want to build. And that's also the best advertisement you're ever going to get, because he is going to tell his friends and other people in the neighborhood about me and the service that he got through us. All right. So enjoy these little screenshots. At the end of the screenshots, we'll cut it out. So anyway, we'll end this at that. So if you guys found this video helpful, entertaining, good, bad, ugly, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Guess what? I'll see you guys on the next episode of PATTAY'S Performance. Later.